We got a special Ramp-O-Matic update. What is this? What is this? The long-awaited Frankenstein ramps. I've been out of these forever because I think I've said before they're a real pain. I got my CNC all set up and we're cranking. So by the time you see this, I'm hoping they will be available to purchase. I'm trying to make sure I have enough to cover everything on my list from all the people that, you know, over the last year have been waiting for these things. I realize some of those are going to fall off, but I want to, more the merrier, you know, I want to make sure I can cover everybody. I don't want somebody to, you know, get the email and find out that they're already sold out. It's very important when you guys click those notify me emails. It's important you do that because that gives me an idea how many I need to make. So like I said, I can make everybody happy. And this is the big holdup. Now these aren't cleaned up yet into bird and all that, but like right down in here, there's like a trapdoor flap. It goes here and here, and that's got to be milled out to a pretty accurate depth. And then this hole's got to get milled out also. And the only way I could really do that is with the little CNC router, and because you know you can't have that flap sticking up too high or too low. It could create a ball trap. You know, the rest of this stuff, you know, that's all got to be cut out, right? Those two holes, nice D shape. That slot, which is also a pain. If you're not careful, you'll crack it out down there. But I think I've got that pretty well dialed in. In fact, I don't think I had any scrap ones out of this run, so that makes me very happy. So here's the little CNC router, my little jigs and stuff. I had to make all new jigs, which is part of the holdup. So now that I have this in here and set up, and I got the computer going, getting more familiar with it, I'm going to finish running another few batches of these so I make sure I have like a year's worth. Then I'm going to pivot into roller games because that's the other ramp I need to use the router for. So the wait is over. By the end of this week, these will be shipping. In fact, they may start shipping tomorrow. I just got to clean them up, package them up, get them going. So thank you for your patience. All the people that were waiting for these have been like super cool. Sometimes people with other ramps are like, oh, they get pretty upset. Everybody waiting on these has been awesome. So we're going to get these out very soon. I have another update for you guys on like just regular production leading up to this. I just didn't get to publish it, so that'll be coming up. And if you've waited this far in the video, we're going to give you a sneak peek of something else that's coming. I need to get set up here, and I'll give you a little gander on these ramps here. I think you're going to like it. So, one of the questions I always get is, what size rivet do I need to attach my whatever to this ramp? And my response is, I don't know. And that's the truth. Because it all depends on how thick your ramp is. Your ramp isn't going to be the same thickness everywhere, depending on how it's formed. You can really see it on this one. We're definitely thinner here than we are in here, and that's just, you know, from stretching plastic and forming plastic, that's what happens. So, instead of saying, I don't know, I made this. See if it shows up here. This is a rivet gauge. Now, this is just a test copy. I'm going to work on the fonts and the laser etching some. But what this is here is there's a side here for if you're not going to use a washer, so you're clinching something to metal, or if you're going to use a washer. And what this is like a go, no-go gauge. And it helps you size up what size rivet you need. So on this ramp, I'm going to put this ramp bracket. And this is a thicker ramp and a thicker bracket. So even though the majority of my ramps use a number 6 rivet or number 7 rivet to put a flap on, in this case, we're not going to use a washer because we're clinching on metal. Sometimes I will use a washer on these because some of these I've had made with a slot in them to ease the alignment. And in that case, you do want to use a washer because the rivet head can pull through the slot. It depends. Sometimes I do, sometimes I don't. It depends how it's matching up. But in this case, I'm going to use this without a washer. So I'm going to use the no washer side, and I'm going to check down through here. So the 6 doesn't fit, the 7 doesn't fit, but the 8 will fit. Now, if you're going to use a washer, the 8 just barely fits, but I can tell you from experience, I'm using the 9. It's just a little easier. But that's all this is. This is just a handy little reference gauge. It's got a hole you can hang it up somewhere, make it into a rad keychain. But they're not available yet, but they are going to be available probably around Black Friday. Hint, hint, hint. They might be part of a promo this year. I just have to get in gear and get the engraving done on a whole stack of these. So keep your eyes peeled on this. If you have any feedback, let me know. But I think this could be really handy for a lot of people doing riveting. And I look forward to getting them out there and letting people try them. So at any rate, I'm going to get back to work. Until next time, we'll see you later.